North-South connection. Welcome to our NoSo Countdown WarGames. You have made it to number 10 on this countdown that we got going on all the way until Survivor Series. My name is Jennifer Smith, and I'm here with my tag team partner, Matt Souza. How are you?
Jenny, always great to talk to you. We're in the top 10. Can you believe it? My God.
Yeah, as we should be, God damn it.
It's about time I'm in the top 10 or something.
I hope everybody is subscribed to us on YouTube. If not, you want to go ahead and do that because you got to see what number one is. Duh. Because nobody knows. Obviously, it's going to be a mystery until we reveal it. That's how countdowns work, Matt.
I've been told that's how they work, yeah. VH1 taught me that.
So for this match, I'll go ahead and give the ratings that I had. Meltzer gave it 4.5 stars, and then it was 8.87 on Cage Match. So I feel like this should be a pretty good War Games.
Should be. I mean, that's those are high ratings, yeah.
I would agree. I don't think Chad ranked this one, so we'll give our rankings at the end here. So we get a great video package that I will mention here because we're at NXT TakeOver WarGames 2017. I did not previously say that. I love NXT. This was a little bit before. It was right before I got into it. So a lot of this is new for me. Watching this one in particular and the storylines and some of the wrestlers were new for me. What about you? Were you into NXT at this time?
This is when I was all in on NXT, so I was super invested in the storylines. Now, look, that doesn't mean I remember exactly what happened. This was 6 fucking years ago, but at the time, I remember for being very much into the storylines and super hyped for this match, the return of War Games in general, just because this is the first War Games match that NXT does. So, was very hyped at the time for this match.
So we have the Undisputed Era, which consists of Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, versus Sanity, which is Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane, versus the Authors of Pain with Roderick Strong. How do you feel about the triple threat War Games?
It's weird because I remember at the time thinking it was very weird that the first War Games was going to be 3 teams because historically 3-team War Games are not very good. Looking at you, 1998, that match is hot dog shit. But so I thought that was a little weird, and obviously we're going to get to it. But this, I'll say it right now, this is better than the 1998 War Games.
There you go. You put it. You put it out there.
Yeah,
telling everybody what's up.
Daring enough to say that.
This was when I knew and loved Undisputed Era. Roddy was in it, so this was completely new, having him fight against who I consider his teammates. But I ended up actually loving Roddy in this match. So we do a really good video package, which I needed to catch me up on all the drama going into the triple threat, and it was excellent. It showed Adam Cole inviting Roddy to be part of Undisputed, and he seemingly accepts and then turns on them. So that's pretty classic. And then starting the match, you see Dustin Rhodes and Arn Anderson sitting ringside, and the announcers mentioned that Arn was in 18 War Games matches.
That's a lot.
So I'm pretty confident Arn Anderson is fully represented on our countdown here.
Oh yeah.
He's got to be all over this. But it was so good to see him on the ringside there at NXT. And so we do the rules. The rules are basically the same. We do the 5 minutes, and then still every 2 minutes, I think. The teams
it's a little bit different because when they alternate, the rest of the team comes in instead of just one guy.
Instead of one, which I like.
Yeah. I enjoy, especially like if you want to get all these guys in there all at once and just have complete chaos right out of the gate. That's what you want in a War Games. Like, it makes perfect sense to me.
And then they put the competitors in like cages
Yep.
So you kind of get double caged. They wait for their turn, and then the spotlight hits, and that's how they get out of the cage. I like that setup, especially here, and I like the cage because it looks old school to me. It,
Mhm.
I mean, it looks way better, not quite as rickety as WCW used to
Right.
throw up, but it has that same aesthetic where
Mhm.
it's sort of hard to see through, and it's the chrome metal, like it looks great
Yep.
in the arena.
And no roof on it either,
And no
which
roof.
I think with these guys would only hinder them. So take the roof off.
Yeah, I like a roof, but for some of the spots that we get, we needed it,
Right. Yep.
and I would not trade those spots for a roof in this match. God, I miss and love saying Adam Cole, baby, like too much. Like I
Yeah.
didn't realize how much I missed saying that.
Mhm.
But their whole intro is a vibe, and it will always be a vibe for me. Shock the system, boom, I love it. Adam Cole starts out with Young and with Roddy. I like Roddy going first.
Yep.
I like him going the length of the match because I think he's a really strong wrestler and I think he can do it. And I think he proves it during the match. Sort of slow going, but once Undisputed Era gets out there, they wreck everybody. And the getting into the match or into the cage part of the match seems to go very quickly. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I mean, I'm not saying they weren't doing anything, but it was clear that they were just kind of waiting until all the
Mhm.
teams got in there, which I'm
Yep.
kind of glad because I didn't want them to waste any energy because what they give us is so worth it. I thought AOP looked really good,
Yep.
it really good coming in.
Agreed. 100%.
They take this spot where they grab Roddy and launch him from one ring to the other onto a dude, and it was
Yep.
great. Their their dual offense is beautifully synchronized, perfect execution on their double team moves. Like I enjoyed watching them throw people around big
Yep.
time. Speaking of throwing people around, remember Killian Dane?
Yeah, I do now.
Wow. Like
Uh huh.
wow. I did not remember much about him, but boy, he is a standout in this match.
Yeah.
Some of his spots were so awesome.
Yep.
He at one point he gets Kyle O'Reilly on the bottom rope in the corner where the two rings meet. He hands him a garbage can which Kyle O'Reilly holds to his face, and then he gets up on the rope and coast to coast slams a fucking garbage can into his face.
It's a big man doing that.
Good lord, it was awesome. It
Yep.
was fantastic, and he does it right in front of Adam Cole's face,
Yep.
and it looked incredible. Which that's later in the match because we kind of build to these big spots. There are a couple of big spots that I wanted to talk about, but the crowd is really into this, and they're demanding certain things. They demand tables.
Yep.
They
Throughout the entire match.
the whole we want tables, and they do a beautiful job in stages of giving them the table breaks.
Yep.
Because they have the guys bring in the tables, which is always fun to watch when they try to put the tables in the cage, get it over the two ropes onto the other side. Just the manipulation of the tables was poetry to me. And then they let them sit there for a little while. We forget about them. And then we get our big spots with the table breaks. I
Mhm.
love the teases. I love the build up to the tables. Everybody's opening up now. There are bodies everywhere. Dane does this awesome diving crossbody off of the cage that gets a huge pop from the crowd. There lots of double team moves. The stereo towers of doom
Yep.
where Adam Cole is in the middle of the two rings and they build up the towers on both sides and slam on both sides. Fantastic. And
Yep.
he's just in the middle like
I'm still
I got
alive.
away.
Yay, yay for me, I guess.
was
Fuck you guys, but I'm good.
oh, it was so dramatic too, the way they built it, and it was great.
Mhm.
There's just the chemistry, the flow with all these teams. Everybody's always doing something, and there were like towards the end of the match when people start laying around. ordinarily that would bother me, but in a cage match, I love seeing the carnage. I
Mhm.
love seeing the bodies just
Yep.
exhausted and just flung about the ring. But then one guy powering up to like hit an awesome move, and then this other guy powers up, and they take turns at getting the shine. Everybody gets something to do in this match, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of things to do in it. I
Yep.
am talking a lot. Is there anything that I've talked over? I got really excited in the description of this match.
It's a long match too. It's like what 35 minutes or so, and I mean, for the bulk of it, it just doesn't stop for all of it.
Hmm.
And I think that's one of its strengths is that there's save for the end when there's selling the exhaustion, it just
Hmm.
does not stop for the entire thing. And I think that's part of why I enjoyed this match so much. But I mean, everybody in it got to shine, like you said. I thought authors of pain, easy for me to say, looked great in this. I thought they were fantastic. Like I was surprised at how much I enjoyed them in this
Me
match.
too.
The way they just wrecked shit for the entire thing, I thought they were great. Like you said, Dane was awesome. I thought Wolf was very good too.
It
He
was good.
comes he comes in, he's got the Billy Club hiding in his sleeve like he's a fucking action villain in a Sylvester Stallone movie. That popped me. I thought that was great. And then he does that German suplex to one of the AOP guys. I don't know which one it was, and he
Through the
cracks
table.
through the table. He cracks the
Yeah.
back of his head on the table,
Yeah.
and then he was being worked on after that because he probably had either a concussion or was bleeding, or maybe both. So the thing I will say, it's a long match. I did enjoy it, but the finish for me, I feel like it was kind of weak, given a little.
Really?
Let me finish. given
Okay.
given everything that they had done to each other, the table spots, all that stuff. At one point, Kyle O'Reilly hit a chain assisted arm bar on
Hmm.
somebody, so I thought that was cool. But and then the
Hmm.
match just kind of ends with an Adam Cole Shining Wizard like that. I feel like given everything they have done, like I think a big spot should have ended the match. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of my biggest knock on it.
Well, Cole gets to the top, and then he does the inchworm all the way across to where he gets in the corner
Hmm.
of the top of the cage. You get a big Adam Cole Bebe from the top of the cage, which popped me huge.
Hmm.
And then Roddy meets him up there and does the superplex off the top of the
Yep.
cage. Adam Cole kicks out.
Yep.
That bugged me. I
Yeah.
don't like that, but I knew that Undisputed Era was winning this match. So I will agree with you. I think the big spot should have won the match. For Roddy, I thought Roddy looked incredible in this match.
Like
I
if Adam Cole does the same spot and suplexes Roderick Strong, and then he pins Roderick Strong right after that superplex to win the match, I think that's a better finish than what they
yeah,
had here.
I like that Roddy didn't get pinned.
Hmm.
But I will say that Shining Star, not my favorite.
Yeah.
Shining Wizard or whatever the fuck
Shining
he calls
Wizard.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, he paired it with a little chair smash too, but still not powerful enough. And Wolf got pinned. I think he was the one. Yeah. Um, and he was one of the ones that started the match. No,
Hmm.
Young got pinned, and he was one of the
Yes,
ones that
you're right.
started the
It was
match.
Eric Young. Yep.
So I did like that little bit of detail. Um, but yeah, this is fucking great. Like,
Yeah. It's
great.
super fun.
I thought it was well booked. I love the weapons because we get garbage cans, we get that nightstick thing, kendo sticks, we get the tables, the chairs,
There
the
was a
chain.
chain. Yep. The
Yeah,
chain.
good plunder in this match. Well
Yep.
used weapon shots. Nothing that is too gratuitous, which for me it takes a lot. So um, it really rode that line in the violence here, and good storytelling with
Yep.
Roderick Strong, I thought, and his. It looks like Undisputed wants him, and
Hmm.
he deserves a spot on their team, and I know he ends up getting on their team, and I love
Right.
that. So this really makes me want to dive back into this era of NXT,
Yep.
and kind of
The
relive some of
Undisputed
the stuff
Era, you
that I
might say.
missed. Yes, the undisputed one, and get to scream Adam Cole, baby, a lot more
Yeah.
because I really love doing that.
And you kind of hit on it. The violence, I think, was there, and this is probably as violent of a match you're going to find in NXT at this point. Like that's about as
Mhm,
violent as it's going to get. So, and
mhm.
I think you needed that for a War Games match. So it makes perfect sense.
I think the commentary hurts it a little bit. I did
Oh
not
yeah,
even write
God.
down the names,
It
but
was more it was Morrow at his
Laura,
at
yeah,
his screaming worst.
it, he completely cuts out and loses his voice at one point,
Yeah,
because he just can't stop
I
talking.
wish it happened earlier.
Yeah, me too. And at the end of the match, one of them quotes Dustin Rhodes and says, "Remember, you don't win war games; you survive war
Yep.
games."
Yeah.
I love that. I thought that was a great touch on some shaky commentary. So, um, hell of a match. Definitely seek it out if you haven't seen it, or
Yep.
if you want to remember Killian Dane because you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot he was a thing, and I watched this, and holy shit, he's Authors of Pain too. God damn, they were
Oh, them
surprisingly
too.
good. Yeah.
It really makes me want to seek out some of their stuff
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely. Yep.
As everybody who is watching this should seek out the rest of our list. Catch up on stuff that you haven't seen yet. You can find it all on our YouTube channel. And we have a whole gamut of people hosting the countdown. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.